Prepare yourself.
T3 Media's blog on this one. As you've probably heard, Shia has tweeted support for singer FKA Twigs following her sexual assault lawsuit against her ex Shia LeBeouf, saying she was hurt emotionally by the actor and was conned into an adulterous relationship with him. That's what Shia said in support. On Entertainment Online, the 34-year-old Transformers star has not responded to Shia's remarks, which he made on Twitter on Saturday, December 11th. This marks the first time either of them who have worked together have spoken about being in a relationship. I too have been hurt emotionally by Shia, a pathological liar who conned me into an adulterous relationship claiming to be single, tweeted the notoriously private Shia. Chris, our very own Chris, wrote an op-ed on the use of the words conned and adultery.
Yeah, I don't know why. It didn't like bug me.
It really bothered you.
It didn't bug me about it. It was like I for some reason, and this is very rare because I'm usually the kind of guy like, okay, I read let her say what she needs to say. If that's what happened to her, that's awful. I'm glad she got out of that and whatnot. I'm very supportive when people speak out. But it was like, why did I take exception to her choice of words? I'm not saying that what she said was wrong. It's just, and I even in my op-ed, I even said maybe her word for cheating is adultery because
I believe it is. I feel like it is a word that gets
thrown around a lot,
technically incorrectly used. Things like adultery and affair, I feel like get used
a lot. I thought that too, but then I dove deeper, and it turns out that while she was seeing Shia LaBeouf, she was technically married. So she might have been talking about. I gave myself a whole bunch of avenues to try to give Shia the benefit.
You
of
have
the
like
doubt.
A board with red string over this tweet.
I totally dextered.
I feel like we're
thing.
getting off the topic.
I said the op-ed. I said and go to the blog, guys. You can read the whole thing. I said something like maybe she feels that she didn't really think that she would ever have sex outside of her marriage, whether it was technical this or technical that, or she wanted to wait until the divorce was final, but she liked Shia LaBeouf so much, and then she feels mad about that. Or maybe I gave a whole bunch of scenarios. It
felt like her main complaint, and maybe I'm reading into it. It felt like her main complaint was that she thought he was unattached at the time, and he was in a relationship.
That's why I'm leaning more towards that she knew she was technically married at the time, but that I don't care about, because if divorce was the marriage was over, and even if you're just separated and just heading towards divorce, if you're ready to start seeing other people again, that part I don't care about.
He wouldn't.
But if he lied about, that means she was upfront about her status, and he lied about being single, which he probably even didn't have to. He probably, and I'm like, I even said, I even threw myself under the bus. I even spoke from experience. I was a young guy, being stupid at the time. I've had a relationship where I've been less than faithful before. I make no excuses of it. I was young and dumb, but one thing I never did one thing I never did in my 20s was say, "Oh, I'm totally unattached." I never said that to another girl. I never did that. I followed the rule that Chris, what's his name, Ludacris Bridges, with the famous the Shakespearean quote from Ludacris, where he said, I never speak something like, I don't spit game, or I never lie, I always spit the truth, or something like that. When I spit game, I always tell the truth, because that's the best game you can throw. I was always honest. I was like, hey, I do have a girlfriend, and then if they didn't like that, then they would tell me, then I would move on. But if they were okay with it, that was my 20s. It's
not morally great, but
it wasn't morally great, but it was great. It was greatly honest, and sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes it worked. But that's just me. I'm not glamorizing it or anything like that. I'm just saying it's what I did. So,
all that to say, whatever it means, I do I always have just an immense amount of respect for FKA Twigs and Sia, like coming out and being honest about those situations.
She was in
I cannot imagine like being in the public eye and coming forward with that stuff and knowing how scrutinized and discussed. I mean, us talking about it right here, and I like to think we are on the kinder end of things, but knowing what that will look like, I am always floored by the bravery of people who are willing to come forward in those situations.
At first, I was thinking, was this a situation where, okay, now a person is there's some exposure there. I'm gonna pile on while kick the person while they're exposed and what. But the way it all went down, I am totally on Sia's side. Here's the real reason why I'm 100% on Sia's side, because she is not the type of person to do something like that. She is very quiet.
She is notoriously private.
I mean, a person who covers her. I mean, she didn't have to do it, but for her reasons for not wanting to put all the spotlight on all that attention on herself, and she was blowing up and super fan. Here's another thing I credit Sia for. She is the reason why rap is as awful as it is right now. Now follow me here. I'm about to pull another Dexter thing right now. Her singing style and like the way she sings, like the way she does these melodies, and then she goes off in these fast little riffs. That's the way rappers are rapping nowadays, and it's because of Rihanna. The early music that Rihanna was doing that stuff, and then rappers started doing the same thing. But Sia wrote those songs, so it's Sia's fault. But anyway, that was just a little.
What does that have to do with this?
It has to do with nothing. I just feel like throwing that in real quick. But
fair enough.
But
you've just been waiting for a Sia story.
I was waiting for a Sia story
while.
to blame her for the decline of hip hop, and she needs to she needs to save it. But no, guys.
But from what I saw, it looked like she really came from a place of like, I'm speaking up to have FKA Twigs back on this, to kind of do the you are not alone in this. Yeah. You are not,
I've never heard of FKA Twig before this, and she was in Transformers. I don't remember which Transformers movie.
I've heard of her. I'm not.
Guys, let me know.
I've never seen it. I've never seen a Transformer.
You've never seen any of the Transformers movie? Lucky.
Why would I have seen the Transformers?
The first one was awesome.
You just got the support of my boyfriend who is sitting across the room from me.
He's like, yeah.
Bumblebee.
Victor,
is that one?
Aaron,
that's one.
Let me know which Transformers movie was she in, because I have never heard of her. Maybe I saw her on screen, but I've never heard of her. I've never heard any of her music, and but I'll look back and see what I probably, maybe she's one of these actors or singers that I've seen and just overlooked.
Was she? Shia LaBeouf was in Transformers.
He was in Transformers.
You misread?
But you know what? Did I read that wrong?
I think you did.
When it said the Transformers actor, why did I think it was FKA? Edit this whole thing out, guys. Stop looking up if FKA was in Transformers. It was Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, like super. I've never seen.
And you figured it out before I did. I am so mad at myself.
And I'm a dum-dum.
Why did I not connect the dots? I totally threw Shia LaBeouf out of all those movies. They got so bad that, I mean, he eventually wasn't even in the franchise after a while. I totally threw him out of the first 3 movies. Like
this has been a wild experience.
Let us know what you guys think. Forgive me, guys, for
don't call us dumb. Please don't tell us we're dumb. We know.
This is a perfect end for the Talking to the Medias for 2020. This is a perfect ending for it.
Kiss my grits 2020. I hate you, you dumb year.
How the hell did I not connect those dots? The Transformers actor. I'm like, when the hell was FKA Twig in Transformers? Shia LaBeouf, Chris.
I wish the situation wasn't so serious because I feel bad that this is so funny.
This is a train wreck that's just a slow motion, like the car is still crunching.
Like when Bumblebee explodes?
What?
No, that's not. I'm getting a no from across the room.
Never had.